I first met Beyonce in a show in Jamaica.
Shake that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing, miss? The way the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. When I got there the night before the video shoot, I was told I'm not in any scene with her.
Baby boy, you stay on my mind, fulfill my fantasy.
Come on, girl, tell me how you feel.
They had one single, Destiny's Child, and they came for a show.
Get busy, just shake that booty non-stop. When the beat drop, just keep swinging.
When I had like probably 2 or 3 singles in Jamaica being like a young artist.
From you looking at me, I can miss it, say you want me. When you gonna give it up to me?
You know, I get a call, yo, Beyonce wants to do a song with you. I'm like, for sure.
I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm.
mentioned Beyonce earlier, but you have that great jam, Baby Boy. With how was it working with B?
Your body enticing and making me want it. When they gonna give it up to me?
First #1, huh?
Yeah, so I've had 4 on the Billboard charts.
What if I told you Sean Paul didn't just fade away, he was shut out for getting too close to Beyonce? In 2003, their song Baby Boy was everywhere, a #1 hit, club anthem, and cultural reset. But after just a few performances, Sean Paul was gone. No tour, no interviews, no more appearances with Beyonce, and it wasn't just bad scheduling. His mic cut out during live shows. His part was looped over on stage. He was uninvited from the VMAs and had to sit in the crowd while Beyonce performed his song without him. Insiders say Jay-Z was watching and he didn't like what he saw. Rumors of an affair, too much chemistry, and a silent message behind the scenes. He's not allowed near her again. This is the story of how one of dancehall's biggest stars got allegedly blacklisted by one of the most powerful men in music, all because the vibe was too real. Before Sean Paul became the face of global dancehall, most of Jamaica didn't even take him seriously. He wasn't from the streets, he didn't grow up in the trenches. In fact, Sean Paul was uptown. Born Sean Paul Henriquez in Kingston, Jamaica, he came from a middle-class family, the kind dancehall purists often dismissed. His mother was a painter, his grandfather was a national water polo champion, and Sean himself, a national-level swimmer, training twice a day in chlorinated pools long before he ever stepped foot in a studio. In a genre that prized grit, he was polished. In a scene built on struggle, he was stable. And in Jamaica, that meant he wasn't authentic. DJs, producers, even fans told him to his face, "You're not real dancehall." But what they didn't see was that the same discipline that got him into Olympic trials, he applied to music. Sean studied beats like an athlete studies tape. He wasn't just vibing, he was calculating, strategizing, planning how to make dancehall exportable. And when he finally got in the booth, he brought a light patois flow, catchy hooks, and an understanding of how to ride a rhythm that made him stand out. Songs like Deport Them and Infiltrate gained buzz locally, but it was Gimme the Light that cracked the US market open in 2002. Then came Get Busy and Light Glue, back-to-back hits that dominated both hip-hop and pop charts. In a genre that rarely broke out internationally, Sean Paul became the face of crossover dancehall. He was fluent in Jamaican rhythm, but tailored for global radio, and the industry took notice. By 2003, he was everywhere. MTV, BET, Billboard, collabs with Busta Rhymes, Beyonce, Blue Cantrell, and eventually Rihanna. Sean Paul wasn't just representing dancehall, he was leading it into the mainstream. But just when he reached peak visibility, the sabotage began. In 2003, Sean Paul teamed up with Beyonce for what should have been the biggest collaboration of his career. And for a brief moment, it was. Baby Boy wasn't just a hit. It was the hit. #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for 9 straight weeks, dominating the charts, clubs, and radio airwaves like a tidal wave. Beyonce was in the early stages of her solo career, and Sean Paul's voice gave the track international flavor, dancehall swagger, and undeniable chemistry. Fans were obsessed, but almost immediately, something felt off. Despite the success, Sean and Beyonce were barely seen together. There were no real behind-the-scenes videos, no interviews, and only a handful of live performances, 3 to be exact. And after that, silence. No VMAs duet, no Grammys collab, no tour footage, nothing. Fans started asking, why did Beyonce never perform Baby Boy with Sean Paul again? Why was he replaced with background dancers? Where did he go? At first, Sean played it cool, chalking it up to scheduling conflicts and missed opportunities. But behind the scenes, he was confused. He'd just helped create one of the biggest songs of the year, and now he was being quietly erased from its legacy. Even worse, he wasn't being told why. The industry had shut the door, and no one would say who closed it. But rumors started swirling. Rumors about Jay-Z, jealousy, and boundaries being crossed. Rumors that Sean Paul was getting too close to the queen, and that somebody powerful wanted him gone. If there was any doubt that Sean Paul was being pushed out, the live performances told the real story. It started on the Rock the Mic tour in 2003. Sean was in LA doing his own show when he got word Beyonce was nearby and wanted to perform Baby Boy live. Naturally, he rushed over, excited, ready, and fully expecting to kill it. The crowd went wild when he stepped on stage, but within seconds, the energy collapsed. Sean could feel something was off. He was giving it his all, but the crowd wasn't reacting. After the set, his own team pulled him aside backstage, pissed off. "Yo, your mic was off. We couldn't hear you. The crowd couldn't hear you." He'd just been muted, live on stage. Sean brushed it off as a tech issue. Glitch in the system. No big deal. Until it happened again. This time, it was at an MTV event in Scotland. Sean and Beyoncé had rehearsed the performance in full. Everything went smoothly. He was supposed to rise from beneath the stage, join her at the center, surrounded by fire, and deliver his verse. Classic MTV spectacle, but when the lights went up and the music dropped, his part never came in. Instead, Beyoncé's part looped awkwardly on repeat. "Baby boy, you stay. Baby boy, you stay." While Sean stood there, visibly confused, looking like a guest who wasn't invited to his own performance. It was sabotage. And this time, there was no denying it. Sean later said it was after that moment that Beyoncé finally confronted him backstage. She was stressed. The rumors of them hooking up were getting too loud. People were whispering that Jay-Z was jealous, and she needed it to stop. Sean, caught off guard, told her flat out, "I knew Jay before you. If he has a problem, he should talk to me, but I'm not the one starting these rumors." Still, it didn't matter. The writing was on the wall. They were scheduled for one final performance at the VMAs, but even that fell apart. Sean was told they'd rehearse together, but on press day, he heard someone else practicing, Baby Boy from across the venue. He went to the label to confirm the plan, and they hit him with, "Yeah, they're not doing the song with you anymore." And just like that, the biggest moment of his career turned into a public humiliation. He sat in the audience next to his now wife while Beyoncé performed the song they made together, alone. People around him kept asking, "Why aren't you up there?" He didn't have an answer, but someone clearly didn't want him sharing that spotlight. By now, the tension was boiling over. After the sabotage performances and the awkward rumors, Beyoncé finally pulled Sean aside. This wasn't just about music anymore. It was about her image, her relationship, and her career. She asked him directly, "Are the rumors true? Are you telling people we were together?" Sean, blindsided, kept it real. "No. And I don't know where that's coming from. But if Jay has a problem, he should talk to me. We knew each other before you." But Beyoncé wasn't the only one feeling the pressure. Her team, allegedly under direct influence from Jay-Z, made it clear. "We're not working with Sean Paul anymore. That VMA performance? Pulled. Future collaborations? Scrapped. His presence? Deleted." Sean was being erased not because he did anything wrong, but because someone at the top believed he did too much right. And Jay-Z? Well, this wouldn't be the first or last time he allegedly took extreme measures when it came to protecting his image and guarding Beyoncé's. Let's not forget Carrie Hilson. One shady lyric about Beyoncé and her career came to a screeching halt. Or Foxy Brown, who was once Jay's golden girl. Until the whispers started about a romantic fallout. And suddenly, she was iced out of everything. Sean Paul wasn't just dealing with hurt feelings. He was now dealing with a machine, a powerful man with massive industry pull, and a personal vendetta. And while Beyoncé may have tried to smooth things over, Jay had already made his move. Sean didn't just lose a song. He lost access. He lost stages. He lost momentum, and nobody told him why. If what happened to Sean Paul sounds personal, it's because Jay-Z's pattern has always been personal. Let's be honest. This isn't the first time an artist mysteriously vanished after getting too close to Beyoncé, or the first time someone's career took a nosedive the minute Jay felt threatened. Take Carrie Hilson. One shot at Beyoncé in a remix lyric and boom, her career flatlined. Labels stopped calling, promos vanished. She basically disappeared from mainstream music overnight. Later, she opened up about hitting rock bottom and spiraling into depression, all while fans whispered about the Beyoncé curse. Then, there's Foxy Brown, once the first lady of Rockefeller. There were rumors of a romantic relationship with Jay. But when things went left, she was tossed aside. No warning, no goodbye, just blacklisted. And even Rihanna wasn't immune. In 2016, Auntie, one of Rihanna's most anticipated albums, was mysteriously leaked early on Tidal, Jay-Z's own platform. The same platform Beyoncé was prepping to launch Formation on just days later. Coincidence or sabotage? People in Rihanna's camp believe Jay intentionally torpedoed the rollout because Auntie was too much of a threat. It was raw, edgy, and powerful. Everything that could outshine Beyoncé's return. Rihanna had to offer the album for free to save face. And let's not forget what Dame Dash said about Aaliyah. How Jay was obsessed with her, how they both pursued her, and how Dame ended up winning. After Aaliyah's tragic death, Jay allegedly never forgave Dame. That jealousy spiraled into a business war that ultimately dismantled Rockefeller Records. See the pattern? Every time Jay-Z feels like he's losing control, whether it's over his brand, his relationship, or his image, he doesn't confront it. He erases it. And that's what happened with Sean Paul. He had too much chemistry with Beyoncé, too much charisma, too much attention. Jay didn't like that. So instead of having a conversation, he sent a message. And Sean Paul? He got the message loud and clear. With all the rumors, the blatant sabotage, the disappearing performances, you'd think Sean Paul would have gone on the offensive, done interviews, exposed everything. But he didn't. For nearly 2 decades, Sean kept it quiet. No clapbacks, no tell-alls, no shade toward Beyoncé or Jay-Z. Just respectful distance. Why? Because Sean Paul understood how the industry really works. He wasn't just up against a power couple, he was up against an empire. And in an era when Roc Nation was quietly becoming one of the most influential machines in music, burning that bridge could have ended more than just collaborations. It could have ended careers. Plus, Sean's brand was built on vibes, not beef. He wasn't a diss track artist. He wasn't chasing headlines. He wanted to keep rising. And the only way to do that was to play the long game. But that doesn't mean he wasn't hurt. In recent years, he started to open up, carefully, but clearly. He's admitted that something weird happened after Baby Boy. He's talked about his mic being cut, being uninvited from performances, and how he never really understood why it all fell apart. In an interview with the Daily Beast, Sean called it confusing. He said, "I thought we were cool, but all of a sudden, I wasn't being asked to perform. The song was huge, and I wasn't part of it anymore." That quiet heartbreak, you can hear it in his voice. Because for Sean, Baby Boy was supposed to be a celebration, not a cautionary tale. But he knew that if he pushed back too hard, he might not just lose Beyoncé, he might lose the whole industry. While most people expected Sean Paul to fade into one-hit wonder status after the Baby Boy fallout, he did the opposite. Instead of chasing cosigns or begging to be let back into the inner circle, Sean reinvented himself on his own terms. He doubled down on international markets, especially Europe, Latin America, and the Caribbean, places where dancehall never died and Jay-Z's shadow didn't reach. And quietly, Sean Paul became one of the most consistently booked global artists of his generation. He also leaned into collabs with women who had nothing to prove to the Roc Nation pipeline. Rihanna, Keisha Cole, Dua Lipa, Sia, tracks like No Lie, Cheap Thrills, and Got to Love You brought him back without ever needing permission. And through it all, he kept his integrity. He didn't jump on diss tracks. He never badmouthed Beyoncé. He focused on longevity over loyalty to the machine.